Tesla is planning 10 major changes for 2025 that every Tesla owner, I'm like 99% sure, is going to absolutely love. A full-fledged app store like CarPlay or Android Auto coming to your Tesla. New freebies for owners around the world. And Tesla is about to make some secret changes that are going to quickly shut up the haters and sort of put them back in their place, because Tesla is about to fix all of their major problems. Call me an optimist, call me a Tesla fanboy, but I've done some digging through leaked code. I've looked through internal reports that have been made public and done a lot of digging to find 10 or so major changes Tesla is working on in 2025 to really fix a lot of the problems. If you've had an issue with Tesla here or there, or you've had a bad experience, watch this video because everything is about to change. And Tesla haters, if you're watching this video, you're not going to like what I have to say. And Tesla owners, you're going to like this. Also, if you want to add some PPF to your Tesla or just get some really good cleaning products to keep it shiny and looking new, check out my friends at Drive Protected, a link down below, and use my code Rosenfeld to save on your order. More on them soon. Let me not bury the lead. Let me start first with what I think a lot of you guys are going to be super excited about, and what many, I think mostly almost all owners want these days is some sort of access to CarPlay or Android Auto on your Tesla. And in this video, I'm not going to be talking about the workarounds. I've covered those in other videos, but let's talk about the sort of, frank question at hand here. What could Tesla do to bring CarPlay or Android Auto to your Tesla? And I think there are 3 ways, according to sort of the leaks, that Tesla's going to take this. Now, one thing they could do is just build in full-on CarPlay or Android Auto support, but I think that there's a reason Tesla doesn't want to do that. Obviously, they like their software package. They don't want to give up control. And to Tesla's credit, they do have a really great and super sleek infotainment system that keeps getting better and better with updates. And they don't really need CarPlay and Android Auto. Those are sort of made to replace the clunky stuff that comes with most cars, but Tesla doesn't have that problem. So not fully supporting it kind of does make sense. What we've been hearing for years now as well is that Tesla was working on sort of their own solution to this by making their own app store. We've seen some third-party integrations slowly creep into Tesla software over the years. I'm talking about Audible, I'm talking YouTube Music, Apple Music, MyQ support, things like that, really nicely diving in and sort of making themselves very comfortable. That's a weird analogy, but I'm going to go with it, into the Tesla software. And if Tesla could open that up to third-party developers, that could give you different podcast apps. It could give you Waze and Google Maps and other things built directly into your Tesla. We've been hearing rumors about this since 2020, and it hasn't been totally removed off the table, but definitely seems like it's been a lower priority for the company. Hopefully it's something we see return in force in 2025, but it's sort of been put on a little bit of a pause. Short of implementing a full-on third-party app store, another probably much easier solution for Tesla that we've actually seen leaked before a couple of times is just to build in AirPlay to the Tesla system. This is basically the ability to wirelessly send video or photos or whatever from your phone to your Tesla screen. This wouldn't really solve the whole issue of like having Waze and things open while driving, but it would be sort of a nice step in the right direction and sort of a workaround if you wanted to basically beam things from your phone or iPad or Mac to the screen. That'd be super cool. And then finally, what might actually be the best solution for Tesla, sort of the best of both worlds sort of thing, so everybody could be happy, would just sort of be to build in support for it to run in a window. I think Lucid sort of does this, and other automakers do this. Like, they don't have full-on CarPlay or Android Auto support, but they let you run it in a window side by side, sort of in parallel with their own software. And now I know this isn't for everyone. Like, I know that I probably would just prefer the sort of stock Tesla experience, but for those of you who really would want a specific CarPlay app, or you want Waze or something like that, having a windowed experience, I think, I'm not an engineer, but would be pretty simple for Tesla to do, all things considered. And definitely, I think, on the table is something we could see if there is enough demand and development and advancement in the whole CarPlay Android Auto world. And I think maybe Tesla might finally just bring that and give customers what they want. Another change we know Tesla is definitely making in 2025, hopefully sooner than later, is the whole idea about them launching more affordable models. It's been awesome to see the developments in Model 3 and Model Y, and really as those cars have gotten better and better, all things considered, the prices have started to come down, but they're still not sub $30,000, around $25,000. There is definitely more room in the EV world for more affordable models, which is exactly what we're hearing Tesla is working to launch next, as soon as hopefully over the next couple of weeks, if you believe some of the rumors, they've been delayed a bit, but this year, for sure, knock on wood. And the reason these new models are particularly exciting is that they would be sort of giving you most of the best that sort of Tesla has to offer in terms of design and tech and features and things like that. But if the rumors are true, they'd be way, way closer to that rumored $25,000 price point. Current rumors say that Tesla's working on both a bare bones version of the Model 3 and Model Y that they would sell at sort of a discounted 20% cost to hopefully bring in more customers at around the sub $30,000 price point. And while you would be making some concessions with these models, likely cloth seats, no rear screen, no ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, things like that, subpar audio system, you would be getting a pretty good car for a much more affordable price. So if price is paramount to you, these are coming this year and going to be nice. And I think it's just going to make the entire EV space more competitive and just sort of put Tesla in more accessible places, which I think is a win-win-win all around. So no matter what your price point is, you can pretty much buy a Tesla, which would be something really great to see. Another change that I know many of you are passionate about, and I feel like I don't give enough time to on this channel, so my apologies for that. I want to make amends and make it better this year. It's talking about range, and specifically more range. Many of you are saying that while Tesla's vehicles are great, they're getting lapped by the competition, not just in looks and tech and affordability, but in range. They are not as sort of groundbreaking as they once claimed to be, and you've got companies like Lucid pushing, I think, like 450 in some of their models, and there's definitely a lot of room here for improvement that Tesla could sort of bring to the table in terms of capitalizing on more range. And obviously, Tesla's solution to this problem is let's just build more supercharging stalls. Instead of trying to dump money into trying to getting these batteries more efficient, more expensive, which they're trying to do, the short-term solution is build more chargers. So if you got to stop, you can get juiced up and get back on the road. That's definitely an approach they can take, and they're obviously willing to make that investment. But on the flip side, it would be nice if these rumors of super long range or ultra long range vehicles do turn out to be true, because I know many people, they don't want to stop more. They're willing to pay a premium for more range, and they want Tesla to compete with the Lucids of the world. And I'm not sure what Rivian's, max range capacity is with their max battery pack, but, get closer to 450 miles of range. Let's start pushing efficiency here to get more range for longer commutes or road trips, which is something that we've heard Tesla could be looking to capitalize on and release in a Model Y as soon as sometime this year. There's been talk for a while now, especially over the last few months, of a super range version of the Model Y that, if we sort of take one rumor with a 95 kilowatt hour battery, could give us around 500 miles of range. Now, there are some conversions here in EPA range and other calculations, but I think, 400, 450, 500 miles, anything in that ballpark would be appreciated. And we've heard Tesla could be working to launch a super range or super long range version of the Model Y as soon as at some point this year, probably after we get the more affordable models and the rumored Model Y performance. Another feature we've heard could be coming this year that I would really love to see is a true 360-degree top-down bird's eye view, whatever you want to call it. Automakers call it all different sorts of names, but Rivian has it and Lucid has it. I was surprised. I did some recent filming out in California on a bunch of different EVs, and I was surprised that I think all, if not most, of the budget EVs I tested, the sub $40,000 vehicles, had a true bird's eye view. I had a Nissan that I filmed that had it, and it was really cool to experiment with and sort of see how it worked, because I wish Tesla had a solution like this. Now, to be fair, Tesla has what they call sort of their their digital enhanced high fidelity park assist. That's what it's called, the high fidelity view, which is cool, but it's sort of a 3D map and 3D render of what the cameras around your vehicle see, while the traditional, use of this word by Rivian and other automakers gives you like a live feed top-down view of exactly what the car sees around it, which is incredibly helpful for things like parking and getting into tight spaces and backing into your garage and things like that. Having access to this feed would be really, really helpful. And for a while, we had heard the excuse that Tesla gave, and Tesla enthusiasts said, myself included, which is what I've heard, is that the front bumper camera was the missing piece, the missing component to this that made this impossible. But now we've heard from Tesla engineers themselves have confirmed on the record, I might add, that because the front bumper camera is there, a 360-degree proper top-down view could be something we see in Teslas. And it's my understanding that because all the cameras are there on newer vehicles, it would be a matter of a software software update that could bring this, turn it on, and we'd be good to go. Again, it might not be like a big deal for a lot of people, but after testing a bunch of EVs that had it, I really, really like this feature. And in 2025, I feel like there's little to no excuse why Teslas don't have this. So I'd really love to see this. Doesn't require LiDAR or anything crazy, just cameras, which Tesla's got a bunch of cameras around the car. So I'd love to see this come maybe in the holiday update later this year. Another big feature that the competition does, admittedly much better than Tesla, but might not be to Tesla's detriment here, but they're working on it, is more levels of customization. One of the best or worst parts of the Tesla buying experience is there's not a whole lot of options to choose from. You pick the paint, you pick the wheels, you pick the interior color, a couple of little odds and ends, and that is it. I also should mention, it was sort of funny, when I got to drive the Model Y recently, I was out in California a couple of days ago and got to film some videos with it. It was awesome. But I really sort of got to see from my firsthand experience sort of the debate on Model Y build quality, because there's a difference between Model Ys built in Fremont versus Texas versus Shanghai. As great as this Model Y is, one of the biggest issues Tesla continues to struggle with is paint. And I feel like most people are in one of two camps. Either you are noticing some really bad paint blemishes you'd like to hide and sort of put a Band-Aid on, or also maybe you got lucky and you've got good paint on your Tesla and you want to protect it from the elements with really high quality PPF. No matter which way you want to go with this, I've got a solution for you with my friends at Drive Protected. They're offering amazing DIY PPF kits for every Tesla in the lineup, including some all-new specials here for the Model Y Juniper Refresh. One of my favorites here is they actually offer a beautiful matte finish that can sort of work as a Band-Aid if you're looking to sort of, enjoy the paint color option you went with and you want to enjoy what you paid for, but also you want to hide some of the not so great parts. That's why these kits are so amazing. You can save a bunch of money by doing it yourself, not going to your local shop. And if you thought to yourself, well, what's a real world example of needing PPF? That's never going to happen to me. Well, let me give you an example that happened in my life about 5 minutes ago. I got a phone call from my wife and she's like, hey, did you hit something with the car? I said, no, what are you talking about? Well, started looking and oh boy, I don't know. We both don't know where that came from. It's almost hard to see in the light, but you can see it there. Clear as day. Something hit the car. I'm not sure if it's a shopping cart or something because there's no paint transfer. I don't know. You give me your best guess in the comments down below. While my Cybertruck has beautiful matte black Defense Plus PPF from Drive Protected, so it's, hardened exterior, plus it's got that PPF that has a lot of other properties, including protection. This doesn't, and it's going to cost me if I got to get it buffed out or whatever it's going to be. Clear example here, why your car should have PPF. Just could have had a nice, clear PPF kit from Drive Protected. Wouldn't have been okay, but I don't, so that's going to cost me. So learn from my lessons, get PPF, don't end up like this. They've also got just great cleaning products as well. So even if you're not going down the PPF route, but you just sort of want to keep your Tesla clean and looking its best, they've got some great accessories in that department as well. And again, if you're looking for PPF, save a bunch of money, do it yourself with really high quality stuff. And they're going to walk you through the entire process step by step by step. Learn more at the link down below. Use my code Rosenfeld to save on your order as well. And again, whether you've got a new Model Y, you definitely need this, or any Tesla in the lineup, check out my friends at Drive Protected. The link down below. It would be nice to have a couple of more options to just make the experience feel a bit more premium. And I'll give you a little example of this. I'm here on the Lucid site and you can see I've got a bunch of colors to choose from, appearances. Now, I will say to Tesla's credit, I like that they don't have these dumb packages if you want to have the tech package or the driving package. This is a little much and feels a little traditional car thing, which I feel like a lot of people, myself included, don't like. But even Rivian, I think, does a bit of a better job with a nicer balance of designing your car. So if I go here, I hate the Rivian website. It's really not intuitive. Okay, we go here. Let's say we want to go with the Rivian. They've made this a little bit cleaner, but you've got a bunch of options for paint. You've got a bunch of options for wheels and Ascend colors and things like that. Definitely nice to see more options. And again, I know some people are for this, some people aren't against it. To Tesla's credit, they are doing more in terms of adding more colors. We just got the new Diamond Black. There's the Glacier Blue color for the Model Y in certain markets and more wheels. Tesla is doing more to add more options options here without overwhelming customers, which this can be a little overwhelming. And Lucid, this can be super overwhelming to people. So I sort of see both sides of the coin here. Would be nice, I think, to have some additional colors to choose from and different like wrap options and things. Their Tesla does offer first-party wraps in some markets, or you can go with my friends at Drive Protected, do it yourself, save a bunch of money, link down below if you want to do your own DIY PPF. But just having some more color options, maybe a couple of other interior options, especially when you're talking, six figures like the Model X or S or Cybertruck, having more options there, I feel like would make the experience in the car feel a bit more premium. So maybe it is my 2 cents, but something I've heard as a common critique of Tesla from many, many owners and potential owners around the world. Also, speaking of a common critique, one of the things I'd really love to see Tesla do, and I actually just heard a couple of days ago that they're finally taking action on this, is making the delivery experience better, but specifically making the experience better for new Tesla owners. You and I, who have maybe been around the block a long time, if you're watching this video, you are very well informed on the world of Tesla. You know the ins and outs. You don't need a lot of hand-holding, but I'm sure in the very beginning of our EV journey, and I'm sure you've got friends and family members who go through this all the time, it can be very overwhelming to make the transition to an electric vehicle and to go with a Tesla. And then after you're going through the process, it sort of feels like you're not really cared about, and you go to the delivery center and you feel like you're just another number, and they're trying to get you in and out and get you to your car and scuttle you on your way. It can be a little discouraging. And there was a thread that went viral recently. Let me see if I can find it here real quickly. You don't have to read the whole thread, but basically this owner talked about his mom got a Tesla for the very first time, and she went through the process, and just, staff didn't give her a straight answer. They couldn't really help her with things. This is the experience my mom had too. Luckily, my mom, not only does she watch my videos, but also she's was a Tesla owner before. She said when she wanted to go get her new Model Y, granted it was the end of the Q4, near the end of the year, but they were moving people in and out of there. No one wanted to talk to you. And I get it. I think that there's a fine balance Tesla has to strike here. But I do think spending a little bit more time on resources for new customers would be really helpful. If a customer doesn't need your help, by all means, let those experienced owners do their own thing and get in and out as fast as possible. But I feel like a lot of new first-time EV owners and first-time Tesla owners would appreciate a bit more hand-holding. That's something Tesla used to do really well in the early days that I think they had the luxury of having more time to do that they just can't do now. But I do think bringing that back in some form would be nice. And to the point of this thread, I guess Tesla has, or Tesla employees have commented privately to this individual that they are going to improve the Tesla delivery experience based off some of this feedback. So it's nice to see Tesla listening, and I definitely think that there would be some nice things they could do for new owners. One of the big pet peeves I've had for a while is that Tesla does not include a charger with the vehicle, which is fine if you're a longtime Tesla owner, but if this is your very first EV especially, you got to have at least a trickle charger with the car, especially when you're spending 35, 40, 45,000 bucks on it. That really irks me. At least that's a thing here in the US. But yeah, my 2 cents, it would be nice for them to give a little bit more in terms of resources to those first-time owners. I think that would go a long way and sort of improve some customer morale and satisfaction. And then finally, I think that something that's gotten really overlooked but makes a bunch of sense in 2025, and something I think Tesla is pretty likely to do, hopefully, is to increase what you get with base autopilot. Remember back in the day, I'm talking 2019, 2020, before everybody and their mother had a self-driving car sort of apparatus package you could get. Autopilot was a really cool feature. And back when FSD was just a pipe dream, it sort of seemed like, it wasn't a big deal, and autopilot was really, really cool. Now, the good and bad to this is that the good is that full self-driving has gotten really, really good, and it's become way more like a real full send thing. You can turn it on and drive all around. It's great. The bad news is that not only has autopilot received a lot less care and attention, I don't really even think like the underlying framework or structure has been improved in quite some time, but the bigger problem is that other companies have advanced in this space and they're giving more to consumers where basic autopilot seems a little lackluster. Now, of course, Tesla's solution to this is full self-driving. They'll give you a free trial. They'll let you subscribe to it. You can buy it outright. They want you to get full self-driving. But in the meantime, I think what Tesla could do is just make the base autopilot package better, still offer full self-driving as a premium thing, but if they could make autopilot better and just give people more features, I think that would go a long way. And I've got a really easy solution to this that Tesla could do tomorrow that I think would make a lot of people really happy. Now, basic autopilot, of course, is basically like fancy cruise control. It's going to automatically accelerate and decelerate for you. It's going to keep the vehicle in its lane. That's about it. And of course, full self-driving is the full self-driving spectrum. It can do everything. A lot of people want more than basic autopilot, but they don't want to pay for full self-driving, which is exactly why Tesla made a little something called enhanced autopilot, which I feel like most people have forgotten about lately. This is a sort of middle tier option that's been on again, off again for a couple of years, but gives you some of the FSD features without the FSD price tag. For example, you got navigate on autopilot. That was basically the ability for the car to move in the direction your navigation was going, not just sort of stay in one lane, but like, hey, if I got to make that turn on the highway. It had auto lane change, so it could actually change lanes for you, auto park, smart summon, and regular old dumb summon. Now, the thing about this was that most of these features just worked on the highway, and obviously smart summon and smart summon would work anywhere, not on the highway. But for a lot of people, that's all they really wanted. They don't really want city street driving because they want to drive themselves, but they want sort of basically highway to highway autopilot or full self-driving, which is exactly what EAP or enhanced autopilot has always offered. And I think the easiest solution Tesla could do to solve a lot of these problems is just to make the enhanced autopilot suite, this feature set here, included as a free thing with all Teslas, and basically replace basic autopilot with all of these features here on the left. Because I feel like if you want full self-driving, you guys correct me if I'm wrong down below, if you want full self-driving, you want full self-driving. You want the whole kit and caboodle. If you want autopilot and you don't want to pay, you want to be able to have those features, which I think Tesla could easily do this. They wouldn't really lose any money because it's all software-based. I feel like not a lot of people are going with EAP anyways. I feel like this could be a win-win-win all around, earn a lot of goodwill with their sort of customers around the world, and really make Tesla's base offerings more competitive as they continue to sort of improve and innovate at the higher end with the full self-driving stack. And like I said at the beginning, I don't want to make this any kind of anti-Tesla video. I am all for Tesla, but also I think it's nice that we can have conversations on what is to be sort of, done and improved to make owners happy. And the good news here, folks, is that most of this, if not all of these, are in one way or another being worked on actively by Tesla. They're working on some sort of app store AirPlay experience. They're working to make full self-driving better. They're working to add more colors and just sort of make the Tesla experience better and make the delivery experience better. Tesla is obviously, a very fluid company. They're always doing different things, and they've got a lot of spinning plates at one time, but they are actively listening. And I think that as we see better competition in this space, it sort of is just a win for us as a consumer. It makes all these companies work harder for our money and our ownership, loyalty, and I'm excited to see what Tesla could do in this space for the rest of 2025 and beyond. Also, before we wrap up the video, I love giving you guys Tesla deals and discounts you should be aware of. Great products that you're going to love for your Tesla. A couple I want to highlight very quickly here. One are some amazing all-weather floor mats from my friends at 3W Liners. They have got amazing all-weather mats. All my Teslas have them. They've got you covered from the 3, the Y, the Cybertruck, Model X, anything. They've got really nicely designed floor mats that are going to give you excellent coverage. They're not going to slip or slide around. They're going to keep any spills or messes contained. They're super easy to clean, very, very durable, and are going to be a great complement to your Tesla. I can save you some money as well. They've got actually not only great Tesla products, but they've got I think liners for every single car on the market. So if you want to check out the full 3W Liners lineup, hit the link down below. They've got you set in some great, my choice at least, great all-weather liners for your Tesla. And also big thanks to Tesla Emblems for their support of the channel as well. Again, I've got a coupon code for this set of products. They've got some really great ways you can customize the charge port of your Tesla. If you want to get a custom key card cover for your Tesla and make it look like you've got access to a Blockbuster card, a little blast from the past, or even Elon's black Amex card, they've got some amazing and really fun, cool, affordable ways you can customize your Tesla. So again, coupon codes for all this stuff and all the links you've got to know about are going to be down below in the description. So again, if you're looking for some fun ways to protect your Tesla, upgrade your Tesla, and do some cool Tesla accessories, check out both Tesla Emblems and 3W Liners at the links right down below in the description, along with some coupon codes too. All right, guys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on all this? What issues would you like to see Tesla tackle in 2025? What problems would you like to see them fix? Please drop a comment down below. And if you guys stayed to the very end of the video, some things you got to do. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then drop a comment. And just let me know what kind of videos you'd like me to see. I'm always trying to make content that people would like to watch. because you guys are my boss. I work for my YouTube audience, and I know I get a lot of comments about my titles and thumbnails and things like that, which I appreciate, but I'd like to know, like, what would you like to see me improve on in my videos? Would you like to see me lower my voice and talk slower so it doesn't sound as much like a chipmunk? Funny enough, I saw a comment the other day, someone said that I must have been like drinking Red Bull since I was a kid, and I wish I had as much energy as Red Bull. This is all facade. I'm actually pretty tired. But I would just like to know more what you guys would like to see. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a guy making videos and I like doing this stuff, but I'd like to make stuff that you guys actually want to watch. So please drop a comment down below. And I ask those of you who are upset with my titles and thumbnails and things like that to please be a little gracious, as this whole YouTube machine is fickle and takes a lot of trial and error to figure out what works and what doesn't. Because if I went with what people wanted, or they say they wanted, the videos would get 5 views and no one would watch. So I'm doing my best, I promise you, but I appreciate your patience. I appreciate you guys. I get a lot of nice comments and emails from you guys, and I just want to say thanks, because today is a particularly just tough day with comments and things, and I'm just a human here after all, doing my best. So for those of you who stuck around to the end and leave a nice comment, just want to say I really, really appreciate it. And then also for those of you who are asking, why in the world do you have tape on that back wall back there? I'm actually working to add something cool in the background that if you stay to the end, you'll see very soon. Hopefully, I'm going to get something installed on there. You'll see. So if you're wondering through the whole video why there was tape on there, wasn't an accident. There's a method to the madness you'll learn more about soon. But thanks, guys, so much for watching. Appreciate you all. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see ya in the next one.